What is good, everyone? I am BA, back once again with another reaction in the Wire series. This is the final episode of season 1, it is episode 13, it's called Sentencing. Last episode, McNulty and Daniels had a camera in the strip club, proceeded to arrest Avon and said to Stringer, "We'll catch you later." They didn't arrest Stringer obviously because earlier in the episode, Wallace was shot, which means that there's no charge on Stringer anymore. I can't believe they killed Wallace like that. I mean, obviously he was fucking up, but just to see someone at his age just shot to death by kids of a similar age, it's just some dark subject matter. I appreciate the Wire gets into things like this because a lot of drug activity is done by the younger generation, and it does still have deadly consequences like drugs when they're dealt by the older generation. So to see that is a realistic portrayal of the game, it was just so fucked up to see. Again, I just wish Wallace had stayed out there chilling with them crickets, but it was not to be. We've yet to see Kima wake up yet either. We know she's in critical but stable condition, but we haven't seen her wake up or anything like that. I don't know if they're going to let us see that before the end of this season. Maybe we'll see it this episode, maybe it'll be a storyline that they continue for a while before we get to see any improvement in her. And the most hard-hitting thing of everything for me in the last episode was D'Angelo finally drew his line in the sand. McNulty told him what happened to Wallace. At first he didn't believe it, and then he realised slowly it was true. And when he was sitting across from Stringer just saying like, "Where's Wallace? Where's Wallace?" and Stringer had nothing to say to him, oh man, the acting was so hard-hitting. But also, perhaps by being the nephew of Avon, he'll get some leeway, but I mean, he literally told those guys to fuck off. He would get his own lawyer. Stringer was telling him to shut the fuck up, and he was just too far emotionally gone to listen to reason. So what's going to happen with D'Angelo from here, I have no idea, but I hope he's alright and manages to get out. Either way, it looks like he'll be doing a bit of jail time though, because he got caught with a key in his car, so maybe we won't see D'Angelo on the street for a while now. Either way, there is only one way to find out what's going to happen next. It's season 1 finale time, motherfuckers. Let's check it out and see what it's saying to it. Oh, Kima looks like she's about to wake up. Hey, welcome back to the land of the living.
I called earlier. They said you were up. By the time we get here, you back asleep.
You try getting up and at him once you've been shot 2 times, mate, or however many times she got shot. She got shot through the throat and everything. She gave you a hello. What more do you want?
Little man.
Yeah, little man shot off screen.
It's good.
Rest in peace off screen, man. We heard a lot about you through third-hand conversations. We knew you little.
You know, sometimes things just gotta play hard.
So he was asking her to confirm it was Wee Babe when she wasn't 100% sure, and she refused to do it, is I believe what just happened there. Kima is not above corruption herself. She beat the shit out of Preston when he had his hands tied behind his back. When Preston had his hands cuffed, she kicked the shit out of him. So how is that any morally less grey than like just saying, yeah, fuck it, it probably was him, put his name down? I mean, if she's wrong, she's getting an innocent man sent to jail, so I do see that side of it. I guess it depends how confident she was. I would like to think that she wasn't sure, so just to avoid Weebay taking a rap for that if he was innocent, she chose not to sign. Also shows that Bunk is like, oi, let's cut some corners, let's get this shit done. But this is how innocent people end up doing life sentences, because of sloppy shit like this.
So you might want to get on the computer and see if any of the sheriff's deputies can snatch him up in some courtroom.
Where are all these arrests taking place? Are they at another tower? Or is this the terrace?
Fished our limit. Let's go home, sir. Huh? Let's go home, sir. You're looking at a soon-to-be-made sergeant.
Oh my god, Torque, you pass one gimpy exam and you start talking like that. Never forget your ineptness, bro. There might be a SGT dot before your name, but you are still the biggest idiot I have ever seen in the police force.
What's the count? So far we've picked up 12, leaves 7 on the wing.
Stringer Bell, so hard to pin down. I could see this going, like, if Avon has to do a bit of time, Stringer won't get caught in his absence. Stringer is too cautious. These cops are gonna have to be good to get Stringer pinned down on something. Realistically, their best chance to actually get Stringer out of the picture is to fucking let Omar kill him.
If not Avon, then Stringer.
Why not Avon? With no priors, he's out 2 hours after bail review. Shit, when we put on, Barksdale barely makes him break stride.
Avon is out in 2 hours' time. We might not even get an interrogation scene. That's slightly a letdown.
How about the feds?
You think the deputy's gonna let you take this mess federal?
Why does the deputy need to know?
Everyone is always cutting corners. Stop it.
Just got a call from an assistant public defender in North Jersey who claims to represent a man by the name of D'Angelo Barksdale. Yeah, meet me in homicide. Bring a tape recorder.
Oh, I hope D'Angelo doesn't start just snitching on everyone. Like, if D'Angelo's smart, the smartest thing for D'Angelo to do would be to keep his mouth shut, but if he wants to distance himself from them, he can. But he still might end up getting killed because of how he handled that shit last episode.
So there no more.
What's up, baby?
So Avon is out. Well, that was a nice peaceful thing. He didn't even get interviewed. That's a shame.
I mean, this seemed way too much for one snitch.
Oh, I agree. My gut tells me a wire, either in a phone or two, or maybe something in a room somewhere.
So the lawyer is smart. The lawyer knows about their methods, and he is bang on the money.
In the meantime, what do you want to do about the people they locked up?
We gotta pull them.
Showing a lot of money.
Well, if we don't, we run the risk of making them enemies.
They're paying bail on like 12 dudes. I wonder how much that will accumulate to.
A day or two in the New Jersey bullpen, he gonna be crying, waiting for bail money like the rest of them.
All right.
So Avon said he thinks D'Angelo will hold strong and come back. We will see.
One of the ways to limit your exposure is what's called a structured plea. That means that you're gonna have to deliver your people. All of them.
This lawyer is doing his best. I'm not sure of this lawyer's name yet, but obviously he's self-serving, and the second he's going to be in trouble, he will flip on Avon. I mean, if the police were smart, they would press the lawyer. He knows everything, and he's a weak link, because if he is faced with jail time, he will snitch. Until that day, though, that lawyer knows what's best, and they should listen to his advice.
Damn near down on my knees begging her to make this play easier in court. You know what she said? Sometimes things gotta play hard.
At least she was playing by the rules and keeping it legal. I respect that, even after taking a shot in the throat, and think how vengeful she would feel after that.
What the fuck did you do to her?
I don't know.
You two in the same car. Gonna make for a long-ass drive to Jersey.
So is this gonna be McNulty and Bunk versus D'Angelo round 3? First time we got write a letter, second time we got fuck you, where's my lawyer at? I wonder what the third time will be like. Avon launders his money into so many local businesses, they must fucking love him.
Damn, man, it's too still in here.
Avon is so on guard now. He must feel like there isn't a room in the world that is safe to talk in.
You know what? We could... This place will be fine. All we really gotta do, man, is put a little safe in here someplace.
Ah, so this is gonna be their new base of operations.
We gotta get back on our feet, you know what I'm talking about? I mean, the longer we hold off, the harder it's gonna be for us to maintain them towers.
You want to get it back up? You lean to me and string here.
Is that D'Angelo's mum? I didn't realise she was such a fucking G. She is down in this operation. I didn't realise that.
About my nephew.
Don't fret. Give me a chance to get Roberto, and I'll get up to D. Do what needs doing.
How long is D'Angelo looking at realistically for being caught with a key uncut though? What can he really do? I mean, he's gonna be looking at jail time.
He's indicated a willingness to testify that he was a lieutenant in Avon Barksdale's drug distribution.
Fuck! So D'Angelo's turned snitch.
Remember her? Jesus. You did her?
Yeah, about the same time I did the boy.
Wait, was that the woman that they paid off to fucking say didn't do it? And they still killed her?
I can understand the guard. She got paid, so she had to go. Orlando, he knew too much, got to snitching, so he had to go. But then there's the kid.
They need to keep that picture out of D'Angelo's face. That's dark.
Will you holler at me later?
That'll work.
I got that shit on tape.
I wonder why the lawyer was the only one savvy to the potential of wiretapping. Because it seems like that would be like something they would all be cautious of anyway. It's hit them all like a ton of bricks.
So you told Wallace to wait. Then you called Stringer, and Stringer, he gathered the troops.
Yeah.
You are just going all out with this information, man.
Stringer, he's all worried about Wallace, and I told him. I said, Wallace ain't no snitch. Plus, he's out the fucking game.
Ah, you were wrong though, mate. And they know you were wrong.
I counted 7 beds when I was up there. Where were the youngins?
Look, if I knew, I would tell you.
Yeah, it's like they went in beforehand and got all the kids out of the house so they could kill them when the house was empty. So fucked.
Is that it?
Your client must realize that any agreement is dependent on his full cooperation.
I mean, this is surely the point of no return now. D'Angelo has told them almost everything there. He corroborates everything they've been suspecting.
She was one of my uncle's girls.
Yeah, but we got people who put you with her the night she's killed.
Yeah, I didn't know they was gonna do her. I swear, they played me.
I mean, Bunk and McNulty know everything about that crime as well. They were so good at figuring out what happened at that scene.
She came to the door, all naked and shit with this little ass robe on.
So she's your uncle's girl, but she comes to the door for you naked.
She used to do that shit with me all the time, man. Teasing. You know how girls do. Maybe you don't.
Oh, Bunk knows how girls do. He burns his clothes after fucking him. What do you know about that, D'Angelo?
So I turned around, started walking back to the truck, and I heard this shot. Weebay, he come running back with this big-ass 45 he liked to use so much. Tells me how he was tapping on the window real soft.
I guess we'll never know the truth to this story now, because obviously D'Angelo originally told this story with him as the shooter to the kids at the terrace, but now he's saying it was Weebay. To me, I believe more so that Weebay would have done that than D'Angelo. But I mean, D'Angelo has killed someone, but that might have been the first person he ever killed. It's hard to tell unless we get a flashback what the real truth of that is now.
My grandfather was Butch Stanford. You know who Butch Stanford was in this town?
Mm-hmm. Butch Stanford must have been a bit of a legend round the way.
I swear to God, I was courtside for 8 months. And I was free in jail. Than I was at home.
It's a fucked up way to be living your life.
I want to start over. That's what I want. I don't care where, anywhere. I don't give a fuck. I just want to go somewhere where I can breathe like regular folk.
I mean, I hope D'Angelo gets out in a way, obviously, but I just wish he would have done it without having gave the police all that information. Avon would have let him live. Avon would have let him leave. Who knows what the future holds for him now? It's looking bleak.
I'm bringing this case in big.
Hey, this is the first time him and his wife have had a pleasant chat. It's usually like some stress-related work shit.
He knows about the money mauler. He's known for a long while. Fact is, I wouldn't be surprised if his wife picked me for this case.
How did Daniels get that fucking money?
Thing is, I don't think he wants me. Too much stink. Too much mess.
Was Daniels evil back in the day? To me, the thing that makes most sense is like he was part of a group of detectives who were all, you know, taking money, and he was like pressured into it by job, perhaps. So they had something on him.
I am up for it. I get cross-designated as an AUSA and we can really run with it. You know?
Holy fuck.
Career.
I don't know her name yet, but State Attorney Lady is fucking hype.
Ronnie. Thing at, Levy's the other day, I was
She fucking knows McNulty. You don't have to give her the pre-chat.
We actually need a list of phones in Philly that called this number in the past week.
They're gonna actually track down Weebay way easier than expected if they've already got the way to connect it. Obviously, Weebay sooner or later is gonna need to get in touch with people back in Baltimore to see what the deal is. They're gonna find that.
The Philly number gives us the mope who shot that female undercover.
That's all he needed to hear. He's down for the cause.
Let's play this thing out real hard. Come on. Set something up. Alright.
That's the Fed that told him Daniels was dirty way back. He laughed when McNulty said that he speaks for Daniels.
No problems?
No.
Huh?
Stringer's the best out of everyone in this show at actually handling this shit really cautiously. Avon is cautious, but Stringer is just like cautious by nature. Avon is cautious by paranoia. Do you know what I'm saying?
3 parts of this, alright? To 1 of raw. Alright? And that's how we're gonna do it until we get the new stash. I want you to put the word out there that we back up.
It's fucking 25% product to 75%. Fuck knows what that shit was.
We have these post-911 protocols. We can't pick up any new narcotics work unless it goes to priority organized crime targets.
Meaning Cosa Nostra or Colombians?
Because they can't implicate it to one of those three gangs, the case can't turn federal. That's a strange reason.
We need a recognized OC target, or even better, a connect to counterterrorism or corruption.
You want to hear stuff like that? We have something we can bring to our ASAC.
What kind of corruption?
Fuck, so maybe the feds, now that they've bypassed the seniors at their police station, maybe the feds will be up for implicating the whole political corruption side of it, even in their own officers.
Got them young tots, y'all. Young tots.
Is this people dealing while Avon's been out of business?
What you doing? This ain't no open market. You know that. Ain't no market at all, nigga. You ain't got shit to sell. Pack that ass up for those that do.
You know what?
What? Fuck. Get the fuck out of here, bitch. Get your ass out of here. Oh.
The guy did make a good point before he got baseball batted. Like, if nobody's selling, someone's got to sell, but Avon needs to make sure he keeps control of this shit while he's got nothing, so... Not a good enough criminal charge of baseball batting. That ain't nothing that Hawk and the other guy don't do to people in a private cell every day.
Where we at?
With what?
With the case, fool.
Jesus, give it a rest.
What's on the wire?
The wire is dead. Nothing much to hear.
They changed up after we hit them with raids. Daniels didn't tell you?
Hell no.
Oh, it looks like her voice is coming back. It's just like a bit damaged from the shot. She'll be fine.
We're talking to the feds about maybe...
Fuck both y'all.
I can see her girlfriend's point of view. The love of her life has just been shot multiple times and nearly died. And they just straight away started talking shop as soon as they entered the room. There wasn't even much like, great to see you, fucking blah blah blah. It was just like, yo, let's talk the case.
I felt, for a case like this, it's always you or Sidner or some other black cop who ends up going undercover.
Did you feel bad about your white privilege, McNulty? Yeah, you don't look like a undercover person in the drug game, so yeah, congratulations, white male.
You know what I do? Put more tape on that fucking gun.
That's just her way of saying it was worth it and she would do it again, but just do it right.
Maybe you can do something for me.
She said you were doing...
She's made him go talk to Bubbles.
This is enough for what I got going on now, man. You give the rest back to her.
You sure?
Take it Bubbles is using again.
Hey, McNutty.
He doesn't look sober.
Don't tell her.
And it's no one's fault, really. It's just the circumstances led to that. Kima wasn't there for him when he needed her. She's getting along well with Lester Freeman.
Guy called for you from the phone company. Said he's got the number you want for a house in Philadelphia.
Beautiful. Thank you.
That was quick. Weebay didn't even get to last a couple weeks up there. Is Lester getting into it? Is it Shireen?
He gives you the drugs and the violence. He gives you Avon Barksdale, Stringer Bell.
And they give us the senator.
Maybe, yeah. Whoa. Are you talking about turning Barksdale and Bell into cooperators?
Yeah, I wonder how this is going to work. Like, technically there's another stage between them and the senator as well. Even if Avon starts talking about it, I think they just pay over to that Day guy. And then Day pays up to the senator. So they need Day. Damian Price, is it? He needs to flip.
So drugs and murder don't cut it anymore, huh? Well, how about terrorism? These guys have dropped 14, 15 bodies. The witnesses, cooperators,
that kind of hyperbole doesn't serve anyone, Detective.
Even if there's a lot of murder, you can't, like, put that under some sort of terrorism law. It's clearly drug-related.
West Baltimore is dying, and you empty suits are running around trying to pin some politician's pelt to the wall. Thought you was real police, brother.
I would say the feds made a mistake there. Because yeah, it might not directly get them to a politician, but if they do their work and get every person in Avon's chain of command, they will get the link to the politicians they are so eager to put under arrest. So they should have started working with them there. That was a fuck up by the feds.
How y'all even find me?
Ain't no one gonna keep a mother from her son, right?
It'll be interesting to see where D'Angelo's mother lies on this matter, if she's going to be manipulative to him as the sister to Avon, or protective and understanding toward him as his mother. Because she said to Avon she's going in there with a plan, so what's her plan? Is she going to manipulate him?
I ain't ready, and I ain't never gonna be ready for this game.
D, come on.
Look, they giving me a chance to walk away, to start again someplace else.
And what you giving them?
She is not stupid.
He messed up, D. He knows it. Now, if you want to get even with him, you can.
I mean, what's fucked up is, like, technically D'Angelo will end up giving them his own mum.
This right here is part of the game, D. And without the game, this whole family would be down in the fucking terrace living off scraps. Shit, we probably wouldn't even be a family.
So she's went in there with a game plan. She has talking sense still, but it's just a shame she's done it from a manipulative standpoint and not from her heart.
You ain't got family in this world. What the hell you got?
So there you go. His own mum is still loyal to Avon as a sister. She's loyal to the money. And she went in there and told him exactly what she thinks he needs to hear to not do what he was about to do.
And I see that one of my people is at the academy for in-service.
Lieutenant, I swear it wasn't my idea.
So these are the guys that have been talking shit up to Rolls.
I mean, he's the deputy fucking ops, man.
Throwing their own case under the bus to get fast-tracked up.
All of them will take their cue from you. You show loyalty, they learn loyalty. You show them it's about the work, it'll be about the work. You show them some other kind of game, then that's the game they'll play.
I can't believe these guys were body bagging their own case, as if they weren't fuck-ups enough. I don't know if Hurk was involved, but he's been fast-tracked up as well.
Pretty soon we have piece of shit patrolmen trying to figure the job for themselves. And some of what happens then is hard as hell to live down.
Now that's the sad reality of the police force right there. Daniels just broke it the fuck down. Weebay literally got caught so quickly, I was expecting him to be able to lay low a bit better than that. I would hardly say that was luck, bro. You got baited and fell right into the net. You were a salmon flapping on a fisherman's boat right now. You ain't got no space to talk.
Officer Mace, ASA Perlman. You got a problem with the lawyer?
Take it this is D'Angelo telling them he's not gonna say shit now.
This is he.
He's now back under Avon's supreme lawyer. That is everything changed back around. D'Angelo ain't saying shit. That makes me think his mum is so manipulative, even though what she was saying was kinda sensible. Kinda. Like, she's literally bringing her own son back into a deadly drug game when he had the chance to go out into the countryside. But he should have done it just legitimately and not snitched up his family and shit. So I agree with her telling him not to give the police information, but I don't agree with her trying to pull her own son back into such a deadly game. It shows a horrible manipulative side of her.
I gotta admit, you got some stones on you. Did you actually call the first deputy an empty suit?
Even Rolls has got to respect that.
So tell me, where don't you want to go?
He got told earlier in the season if he was ever asked that question, don't answer honestly.
Maybe he pleads to one count of attempted possession. It takes, I don't know, maybe 3, 4. Maybe he can arrange for everyone you have on those tapes to follow suit.
He's looking at 3 to 4 years. Shit.
What about the murders?
Maybe we acknowledge you've got Mr. Bryce called for the murder of Orlando Blocker and the wounding of the police officer.
Who?
Weebay.
Not even the fucking feds know him under his real name. Well, the cops.
The funeral parlor? The towing company?
No. You get the cars because you can tie them to illegal activity. But there's nothing else in his name to take.
So you keep most of the money, most of the real estate.
This lawyer is actually too good. He breaks it all down to them with the smuggest smirk on his face as well. He's very much a precursor to Saul in Breaking Bad.
State versus Avon Randolph Barksdale, Your Honor.
Oh shit, we're at the fucking court. That was quite a jump.
Mr. Barksdale is offering a plea of guilty in exchange for a maximum of 7 years in DOC in consideration of the following agreed upon facts.
This is crazy. Avon's going down for 7 years, so we're not going to see Avon on the street again for 7 years. That's fucking crazy. I'm pleased D'Angelo is not up there giving evidence though. Fucking wow, that is so good to see that he didn't do that.
In accepting this plea, Mr. Barksdale acknowledges his role in procuring those drugs with the intent...
Stringer Bell just giving McNulty a random confident look there.
Plus, we got the stick-up boys. Brandon Wright, John Bailey. With Orlando, that makes 6. Plus the attempted murder on the police.
Weebay just doesn't give a fuck about anything. Like, yeah, there's a dead girl on your bed. Yeah, I'm fucking tired. Yeah, you're going to jail for murder. Couldn't give a fuck. These chips are nice.
For all these bodies, you gotta wake up talking about Avon Barksdale and Stringer Bell.
Nah.
I fucking love Weebay's loyalty.
Alright. I did, little man. Thinking he might get weak on that cop getting shot.
Yeah? Where's the body?
Druid Hill, behind the reptile house.
Just straight up giving up that murder.
The security lady. And what's his name? The maintenance man.
Camp?
Yeah. Camp.
Weebay does a lot of shooting. I wonder if his 45 is linked to every single one as well. At that point, it's like a signature move. If he was a wrestler, it'd be like, oh, here comes Weebay with a 45. I'd like to think he pinned that security lady for a 3 count after he headshotted her. It'll be in the DVD deleted scenes, I'm sure.
Mr. Watkins was on probation for a drug distribution charge that was adjudicated in Judge Previs's court in August 2001.
I'm still actually kinda shocked that this season is ending with Avon going to jail for 7 years.
Hey, you ever feel like a change, give a yell. Could use a good shift, Lieutenant. I mean, right now, the whole fucking district's a mess.
What is it?
Oh well, at least that's Daniel's got a little job in the pocket if he ever needs it.
When you all came downtown, the job changed. Down here, we make big cases. Big, hairy ball cases, like this Barksdale thing, right?
Oh my god. Fucking hell. Oh, I cannot believe Hawk is now showing these new guys the ropes. Now, if that is not the blind leading the blind, I do not know what is. Also, that's a very blindest phrase. Stringer Bell is so overt about it. He doesn't give a fuck. You know why? Because this means next season Stringer will be running shit on the outside on Avon's behalf, and Stringer will make it so hard for these cops to fucking catch anything.
Yo, if Rock ain't here in 10 minutes with my re-up, whoop his ass, man.
So is Preston now like in control of this shit in D'Angelo's absence? He kinda is the number 2 down there, now that I think about it.
You do not play the game for yourself, you play it for us. If you remember these few rules, you'll find me to be supportive and reasonable.
Very reasonable, sir.
Rose does not like anybody try to do anything without his say-so. Throughout this episode, he's just been bringing them in one by one and breaking their balls. I wonder if that means Lester's getting relocated again. He literally asked McNulty where he wanted to go, so... So the terrace is back up and running with that new shit.
What the fuck was that? Huh? You take a nigga's money, then you serve him? What the fuck? You take their money, then you send them around, let some other nigga serve.
He literally got told this shit at the beginning of the season. That's his character progression. He's learned how to be smarter.
Hell of a case. Read all about it in the papers. You done good, kiddo.
McNulty hates this judge now that he's back on the other team and can't help him anymore. At least he was still trying to be friendly with him. McNulty just doesn't want to hear that shit.
As Mr. Barksdale has 2 prior convictions and is insisting that the effort to purchase and transport the kilo was undertaken on his own behest and is refusing to cooperate against others in the conspiracy, the state is offering only the maximum allowable 20 years, Your Honor.
Fuck! So D'Angelo's going jail for 20 years and Avon's 7. So is this then basically both out of the show on the streets? Are we gonna get like prison scenes in the next seasons following D'Angelo and Avon still?
The 2 project murders that matched that gun, both the stick-up boys. And Little Man.
Little Man?
Yeah, body found up behind the reptile house in Druid Hill. He gave us that one just for fun, I think.
He did. Weebay don't fuck about. Weebay's basically trying to take as many of the raps himself. He doesn't give a fuck at this point.
Again, had no compression, no stippling. Wound was to the front. But he's talking out of his ass.
Yeah, I know it, but this motherfucker's just taking murders just to take them.
I'm still trying to, like, deal with this. I don't want season 2 to have Wee-Bey, Avon, and D'Angelo behind bars. I hope they do that well. That'll, like, disappoint me a bit. I want them out on the street. Avon's still smiling throughout it all. I guess he could have got a lot longer than 7 years, so considering he's a kingpin, that's really a minor sentence. I mean, D'Angelo got almost 3 times that. Don't worry, McNulty, you won't get transferred. Surely season 2 can't start with McNulty fucking transferred to Alaska, Wee-Bey, Avon and D'Angelo in fucking jail. Oh wow, he's walking the beat now. Fuck, he got demoted. That is fucked. And Pres Belusky's gonna have to go back to fucking word searching. And Kima has no case. No one has anything. Oh my god. Oh wow, he's been demoted to the Marine unit. I gotta say, of all the police force things, I'd fucking love that. If they think that's a demotion for me, they would be wrong. I'd be like, yes, this is chilling. Out in the ocean, let's do some fishing. And the operation has been restabilized and Stringer Bell is controlling things from the outside. And intrinsically this is the real problem with, well not real problem, but the pointlessness, the waste of money, time and resources dealing with drugs in this way. There'll always be someone else who pops up ready to occupy that spot. Those people on the corner of the terraces is a microcosm of what happens all the time in real life drug dealing. As soon as someone gets arrested, shot, disappears, within a day someone else will be there doing the same thing. It makes no difference. It doesn't dent the trade.
All in the game, yo. All in the game.
Omar is back on his Robin shit. Okay, and that was the final episode of season 1 of The Wire, Sentencing, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, Sentencing. What did I think of that? Holy shit. This episode was both like a winding down of sorts from the intensity of the last few episodes and tying everything up in a nice neat little bow, but also setting up the next season perfectly. There's things that I don't like that happen and things that I like that happen. When I say things that I don't like that happen, I don't mean anything in the episode was bad, I just mean I personally wish it hadn't happened. I don't want to see the rest of D'Angelo's character arc be in jail for 20 years. I don't want to see Avon Barksdale in jail for 7 years. I don't want to see Wee-Bey in jail for 1,367 years. Or however many years that dude's fucking dude, you know what I mean? I don't want to see McNulty arresting a dolphin. So I'm apprehensive about season 2, just because like a lot of the people I enjoy watching are all like scattered about now. Obviously, I mean Omar's gonna be still Omar when season 2 comes. Bunk and Lester Freeman seem to be alright. I mean they got slaps on the wrist but they never got demotions like many of the unit. Kima's walking again. But yeah, I'd say the main focal point of this episode was basically, I mean, oh fuck, it's really hard to explain morally. I'd have to literally like sit down and do mathematical equations just to figure out where I truly lied on it. But you know, D'Angelo's mom saying to Avon like, don't worry, I'll talk to him, I'll say what needs to be said, then going and manipulating her own son into doing a 20-year jail sentence and then returning back out into a deadly drug game, her own flesh and blood. Surely she would have been supportive of him wanting to start a new life. Obviously though, if you're from that area, the policy is no snitching. Whether you're family, friends, it doesn't matter, that's the policy. And she knows that, and that's why she gave D'Angelo that speech, I'd like to think. But just because of the conversation she had with Avon before she went and did that, it just came across as incredibly manipulative, didn't it? What made it fucked up was she was no longer thinking about things like a mother. And it's fucked up to see a mother talking to her son with a game plan and not thinking from her heart as a mother. It's fucking weird to see, do you know what I'm saying? Even though I'm with her like he shouldn't be doing that, and she was right, if he had to give them all that information it would have fucked up the entire family. Everything she was saying was right. It was just her intentions and motivations made it like kind of really dark to watch in a way. But D'Angelo took her advice, he did do the right thing, and again, just weird to see. His mother in the stand at the court case, just watching her own son get sent to jail for 20 years on the behest of her own advice. Strange shit, man. Just, I don't know where the white and black and grey is morally and any of that. I mean, it's so hard to decipher, but it was fucked up to watch. So, I mean, my instinct is that was fucked up to watch, so I guess in some way it's really fucked up, regardless of where you stand on the snitching thing, just to see a mother manipulate her son like that. Anyway, after she did, Smooth fucking Lawyer came back, and I'm telling you what, that dude is now like my second favourite lawyer ever next to Saul Goodman. That guy knows how to get shit done. He knows the best course of action, always. There's a reason why he makes the big bucks. The fucking plea bargain was kinda shit though, do you know what I'm saying? Like, Avon takes 7, D'Angelo takes 20, Weebay takes 3,267,892. The only thing I take back is, I would want to watch McNulty arrest a dolphin. In fact, I would watch a whole spin-off show just called Jimmy McNulty Marine Police, when he's like slamming a shark's head off the fucking interview desk going, "Where is the whale?" I would watch an entire 17 seasons of that. I'd react to every single one as well, and it would be the only show I ever watched where I did not make a joke, because it was dissolving of 100% seriousness and full concentration. Which would also be an important thing to see, because not enough light is shed on the crack epidemic in the jellyfish terraces. So it's about time someone spoke on that. I gotta say, I liked the little scene where Weebay got caught again. It was just like so perfectly orchestrated. Like, it's nice to see a plan come together, as a wise man once said, and that plan came together perfectly. Smashed the car window, caused the alarm to go off. That would make him think it's just some delinquency out on the street, and he wouldn't let any delinquents fuck with his shit like that, so he's straight out the door, bang, caught. He's clearly shit at hiding, because it took them like 0.3 milliseconds to locate and rearrest him for what is gonna look like a life sentence, I'm guessing, by the time they add up all his charges. He just doesn't give a fuck now. He's just put so many bodies on his name. He's going down for a long time. The only thing I hope going into season 2 is that some way the lawyer or Avon, through finance or something, manages to get those three, like him, D'Angelo and Weebay, all transferred to the same jail, because I would like it if it was scenes of the three of them in jail dealing with like subplots that have to do with jail. That would be enjoyable. If they're all in their own individual cells, separated from one another, even though in reality that's what would happen, for the sake of story and entertainment, I hope some unrealistic shit happens and they are able to communicate with one another and hang about with one another while in jail. That would be dope to see. All in all, the first season of The Wire has been incredible. I guess the big question everybody in the comments would want me to answer is, so my favourite show of all time is The Sopranos. How do I rate season 1 of The Wire to season 1 of The Sopranos? You have to understand, when you're dealing with stuff of this quality, I mean, what point does it really even matter? What is a Michelangelo to a Mona Lisa? Do you know what I mean? It's just taste at that point. Both regarded as legendary pieces of art. It just depends, you know, what you prefer. I will say the first season of Sopranos is a much slower burn. It has moments of violence and shit, and there is an incredibly tense moment at the end of season 1. One of the only things I'll ever remember, like, for a reactor. I'm not one of these people that will ever give you a fake reaction. You'll never see me jump up on my seat like, "Oh my god!" or any fake bullshit. You'll never see me as well, by the way. While I'm on this, let me just have a quick rant. You'll never see me, like, take a photograph after I've reacted of, like, a fake reaction face. You know these reactors that, like, set up a camera and then, like, pose like a fucking idiot, like, and then take a photo of that shit and put it in the bottom right-hand corner of their thumbnail? And then they might even, like, add a little red circle and a red arrow pointing to the circle. Clickbaity as fuck. And I feel like at that point, I would be selling my soul. I'm trying to react out here and maintain a little bit of integrity, so you will never see me do any of those things, yeah? But yeah, in general, I don't react like that. So there was a moment in The Sopranos at the end of season 1 where I was literally like holding onto my chair, dodging on behalf of the character when the shit was going down. And it was so tense. That being said, in reflection, I don't think it had as much building to intensity sequentially as The Wire did. There was like 3 or 4 episodes in a row near the tail end of this season which were just absolutely bananas. So if you were measuring it on a on a scale of like build up to payoff, The Wire certainly has more high points which were deserved payoffs in season 1. That being said, I never really loved Sopranos for its traditional story arcing, well written to great payoffs, as, you know, most people enjoy a story for. To me, Sopranos is like jazz. It's about the notes they ain't playing. It's about the subtle conversations about life. It's about the way they reflect on the human mind and death and disease, and it's about all these other things to me. The story almost is the notes they're supposed to be playing, and they like dance around that story and get me so invested in all the small subtleties of the human mind. I always say like The Sopranos is my favourite because it's the best at breaking down the human condition. So measuring it on that scale, I mean, fuck, it's hard. The Wire is so good, but for me, Sopranos just holds such a special place for me. I mean, like I said, there was no point in me going into this rant because of the point I made at the beginning of it, which made the rest of the rant completely pointless unless you've enjoyed listening to it. But yeah, at that point, when it's such well-made art, does it really matter what's better? Are we pinning medals on people out here? James Gandolfini's a fucking G. Wood Harris is a fucking G. Dominic West is a fucking G. All the actors in The Wire, all the actors in The Sopranos, 2 of the best ensemble casts, 2 of the best highly regarded TV shows of all time, 2 of the best season 1s of all time. Who gives a fuck? They're just both great. But all you need to know is, I completely see why The Wire is regarded as one of the best TV shows of all time. That was, in my personal opinion, one of the best first seasons I've seen of any TV series of all time. And I can't wait to see how season 2 is going to run it with all these questions I have that the episode ended with. So there's only one way to find out. Join me here next time and we'll keep rolling with this shit. If you've liked this video, click like. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more videos like this, and ring the bell to be notified as to when they drop. If there's anything you want to talk about from anything you've just seen, or just want to shoot the shit or mention something I should react to in future, comment down below and share this around to anybody you think might appreciate it or want to watch this series along with us. My Patreon link is down in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to exclusive polls and posts. You get access to these reactions I put on YouTube weeks and weeks in advance, and you also get access to full-length versions of all my reactions, so you can sync up my reaction with your copy of the show and watch those along with me. So consider becoming a patron. It helps me and the channel out so much. Link down below. And until next time, I have been BA. Peace.